to egg is tumbling. Alright, so playthrough says continue the main quest until the quest Sky is tumbling. Pops up. Oh, well, there we go. That's it. Sky is tumbling. Let's go see if we can talk to Helena. If we can't talk to her now, then we'll wait. Can't talk to her now, then we'll brains. Can't talk to her now, then we'll go continue the Sky is falling quest. Sky is tumbling quest.
How may I help you?
About your own nature, there's something I feel I should tell you.
I'm listening.
Someone told me you guys have souls. I was seeing you stuff the other day. Do you think that means anything? You guys have souls.
Please excuse Roland for his poor behavior and disregard whatever he said. After all, he is programmed to trouble and upset our visitors.
Glad something else here knows soul things. What if, and what would you say if I told you I believe? There's about having soul implies to me. I have reasons to think he's right.
Even if you are right, this is not enough for me. Your word is not proof of anything but your goodwill. But thank you for your kindness. I'm listening.
I heard James singing to himself the other day, don't you?
He's singing to himself, that's true. But he has been singing for some time now. How is it a big deal?
Most of the time, James sings when he's alone, not to fake some emotions, but because he needs it.
I understand what you're saying.
Talk
Anytime.
later. So let's see. Let's go down. Engine room, which is where we... Yes, let's talk to Edgard. Edgard? Oh. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my fucking god. What in the fuck? Okay, that's not disturbing at all. Alright, Edgard. Hey.
Oh, hey! There's actually somebody down here! Have you come to see me?
Have indeed,
Come on,
actually.
sit anywhere you like. You and I are gonna have fun!
Tell me about a woman named Cecilia. I've got questions about her.
Cecilia, of course! Good old Cecilia. She and I go way back. We had a thing, you know. She liked me very much.
James told me she slept around here. Can you tell me where? Hey now, tell me how much she loved you.
Very much. It got to the point where it was really getting embarrassing. I was like going straight up to her while she was working, talking about very intense topics, and she would get totally absorbed in what I told her. She was like, yeah, I like you too, Edgar, all the time. She was pretty smitten, huh?
Of course she loved you. You're such a sweetie, Ed. Oh god. The voice actor for this guy did an A+ job. James told me she slept around here. Can you tell me where exactly?
Just there in the room in the back. She liked to be close to me.
She kept a record of her studies, a journal, holotapes.
She had some kind of a notebook, as well as a Pip-Boy. I offered to record her comments and observations on my own memory unit, but she refused. I still recorded her, though.
Interesting. Did you record anything?
Yes, I did it once just to show her how high fidelity I could reproduce her voice. Here it is.
Darn, why are those vents locked this way? No keyhole, no card reader? This kind of security is off the charts. Hey, did the maintenance bot just unlock one of those? Was it some kind of radio wave signal? Edgar, wait, are you recording?
So? What do you think?
What was her deal with the maintenance bot?
I don't understand. Frankly, who do you think is more attractive? Me or him? I mean, look at my chassis, man! And my robust stature. And that smooth gaze in my sensors. There's all the tenderness of the world in my sensors. Just look at them! As for the maintenance bot, he's nice and all, but you can't compare me and him. He doesn't look like anything. Except some kind of floating octopus.
Or you?
Nice. See, when you're first class like me, you must avoid getting complacent with yourself. To stay on the top, always challenge yourself.
To another topic.
Another topic!
Talk to Edgard of Robson.
You're back!
We don't have access to
got
it.
So many awesome... The endorphin...
Hey, you don't get many visitors down here.
No, none. Ever. Except for two. Besides Cecilia, I had quite a grand time with the Robson when he came here.
I thought this whole place was locked. How the hell did he get here? I thought this whole place was locked.
He fell out of a ventilation shaft just above me. Talk about a surprise! We began trading stories, and after a much successful bonding, I showed him another shaft he could use. Got my privacy back, made a new friend. Overwhelming success.
How did he get into the ventilation shafts?
He waved a strange thingy, kinda like a detonator, before the vent. It unlocked the safety locks. Then he took off the cover and went the whoop-a-daffodil up there.
Oh, is that anyways? Were you thinking it might be the same?
Yeah, exactly the same thing. Cecilia also had it for a while. She worked on it a lot. Was there a free giveaway I missed somehow? You would tell me if there was a free giveaway, right?
What did you two say to each other?
Just the usual. Talked about stuff and vents and how they probably connected to the pharmacy.
Now let's move on to something else.
Oh, yes! Something else! Yes!
The modified detonator can allow me to get into the... Find it and use it. It's good. I already have it. But the problem is you won't let me use it. Just like a key? Where's the vents? Vents you can access. Everything's upside down. It's hard to fucking tell where anything is. Then he told him where there was another vent. Or vent that we can act. Actually, a sanctum. Oh. Oh. Pulse gun. Corrupted holotape. Sanctum. Yes, doing some progress. Maybe can you help me and unlock the door right here? I guess I've got a password to do it. If you happen to find it, I might be able to do something. See you later. I'll be... Still don't know who the person on the terminal is. Are there any other that I could... I think it said just crawl through the vents until you find the vent. find the workshop. So we need to find the workshop event. So now I know what the vents that they want me to go through. Check, see if there's more. In room. Takes me into the room. That's the hard access. What's the really sad music that's happening right now? Bot in here. Oh, maintenance bot's personality module. Ah, that's what I was looking for this whole time. Maintenance bot. Connect the personality module you found in the workshop to the hang. It's twitching at an alarming rate. You wonder if you haven't been a bit too careless.
Back off now.
I don't feel like.
Alright, this is going to take some time for my personality module to process 100 years of memories. Okay? Alright? Okay.
Do you mind talking to me? There's a reason why it gave you back your personality module.
I understand you're obviously expecting something out of this, but it'll have to wait a few more seconds.
Personality module, you just attach and pushes it against his side. And he then proceeds to solder the thing to his hull. Get you any bit of attention until he's done. So
I'm listening. Please be quick. I have work to do.
So how should I call you? Just
My
maintenance
name's
bot?
not important. Maintenance bot is perfectly fine for the time being.
Saw your bodies piled up here. You put a cross next to them.
Why not? It's a graveyard for dead bodies. I thought I'd mark the place with something. Humans do it.
Why don't you bury your master or put it next to the other bodies?
Bury him? Why? All of his life, he was buried in his books, buried in his vault, buried under a mountain, buried in the desert. As far as I'm concerned, he is already buried.
You have so much hatred for him. Are you sure you didn't kill him? Are you asking for a pathos-ridden value judgment? Asking if you had facts to it?
I've been deprived of my personality module before he was dead, and regained it only thanks to your efforts. Does it still seem plausible to you that I killed him?
I don't know how or why, but you could have blown the bush off. You're right, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Something... I wish to talk to you about Helena.
She really is the sorriest of the bunch.
I like Helena. Why the sorriest?
Just look at her. She has been bombed with human emotions the day she was born. Not any emotions, her creators.
Imagine the burden of a child forced to become the confident therapist of a
Do you have
parent.
any idea how hard it is for us machines to find the
Like
right
I read that wrong.
threshold between our synthetic nature and our fake personality? Can you guess how hard it is for her to make sense of her own emulated emotions when she has barely enough stomach to digest those of her master? Truth is, our master left her personality mainframe in such a mess that she will probably never be able to make sense of what's in it.
I'd like to help Helena. Since you look like you know what's going on, I hoped I could count on you.
And what do you intend to do? Give some self-help advice on how she could deal with all this and find herself? Pat her on the back? Whatever you do, it's the same kind of comfort a tree could give to a rock.
While I'm a long shot from understanding what you bots have to deal with, I know I can help somehow.
You know that quote from Mark Twain? There is no sadder sight than a young pessimist, except an old optimist. I've seen too much already to have any kind of hope in such matters.
Fucking ass. Enough with Helena.
Be quick about it.
There's something about James.
Oh, James? What about him? Is he still worried about what our dead master might think of him?
Why is he such a dick. Why are you so bitter about James?
You want me to tell you what's wrong with him? Consider this. Elena, Roland, Edgar, Arthur, and then me. All of us were designed to have a personality quirk. Some flavor to our personality. We all have a lock-in in our neurocomp matrix that governs our behavior. What about James? What controls him, restricts him? Asking questions.
Questions are an important thing. It's such a big deal. I understand what's that thing about with asking
The
questions?
thing is that James is the only one of us truly capable of evolving beyond our natural state. You know that we are capable of learning, evolving, yes? He is the only one capable of directing that process. By asking questions, by choosing which information he's exposed to, he is able to determine what he will become. He has a ticket to free will, and all he will ever do with it is behave like a model child.
By you seem quite free-minded
And
yourself.
still, he and I are as day and night. The wisdom I gained was through observation and meditation, while his own was gained through reading and our master's tuition.
What about you then? Are you limited by your neurocomp matrix?
Being limited has some dreadful shortcomings, though you eventually realize that being confined to a small perimeter doesn't prevent you from digging deeper and deeper within it.
I get it, he has it better than you do. Now there's something else.
About James? What is it?
Asking quite a lot of weird questions.
Oh, you got that right. He has no clear idea of what he's doing, really. He might as well be throwing handfuls of seeds on a rock.
He's giving me some key cards so I can print myself some books. Any idea where he gets those?
We had a stash of them somewhere. There should be some lying around our master's workshop, I think.
Didn't it ever occur to you that James is helpless as you say you all are?
And what makes you think that?
The little ashtray on focus. For God's sakes, he asked me to describe what scratching felt. I'm really obsessed with this library. Makes me need to dig up the opinions of other guests.
He really asked you that, huh? Maybe he's a little deranged. This isn't that of a shock, though, with the death of our master. I should be a little more lenient, even if all this wasted potential leaves still much room to reproach. Let's get this up.
No thanks, no, where'd you get that security
Are
module?
you saying you did all this to get some machine's gratitude? No. We both know you did this for a reason. So, let's get to the point. What do you need of me?
There's something about Roland I'd like to discuss.
Have you noticed that the fool often tries to mimic human sexual behavior? That's because he is obsessed with humanity, because he's always wanted to be human.
Only machines have souls.
Of course he did. He's mistaking sentience with soul. He thinks that our fake emotions somehow put us on the same level as humans.
Why is he obsessed with humanity?
I don't know. If you ask me, trying to close the gap between us and humans is futile. For some reason, he thinks our fake emotions are what define us, when they are nothing more but a byproduct of our programmed personalities. It is what you'd expect from someone whose entire behavior is based on making others overreact.
You're saying he wants to be human? Why?
Beats me. I've done my best to ignore his misguided desires.
What's the difference? What difference do you put between sentience and soul?
I have yet to give credit to that concept of soul that humans like to invoke when their inner turmoils make them behave irrationally. For the sake of discussion, though. Let's say that I do. Sentience is a cognitive action based on empirical observation, deduction, and self-awareness. In contrast, the soul rests on the hypothesis that a mysterious and complex metaphysical spark is secretly whispering mystical truths to its host.
What have you got against the concept of a soul?
Nothing. I give credit to what humans have accomplished throughout their existence. I'll just say I need something more than passionate tirades and canticles to give the concept any serious thought.
So you never acted irrationally at all?
Now that you mention it, something did happen between me and my master, just before he separated me from my personality module.
Tell me, I'm curious.
Before he put me down like a rabid dog, he and I had an argument. He said I was deficient, and I retorted that he was probably the one to blame.
That's
Probably
probably
blinded
accurate.
by the volatile chemicals in his brain, he grabbed one of my arms and tried to drag me to his workshop. I struggled and accidentally wounded his forehead in the process. Benign as it was, the weight of this scratch was immense. I had raised my hand over my master's, something that is theoretically impossible. I still have no clear-cut explanation on how or why.
You defended yourself and wounded him. Looks like two of your protocols contradicted each other.
And I am the one with the most rudimentary neuromatrix of all the robots here. You can bet some of my siblings had to deal with the same kind of dilemma at some moment.
You, Rowan, Edgard, you all seem quite emotional. How are you sure you aren't human?
Listen, as rich as our panel of emotions seems to be, it's nothing more than a programmed effect. As evolved as we are, as nuanced as we act, our behavior is nothing more than the product of countless lines of codes. There's nothing more to that. Nothing.
Synthetic personality could be the product of lines of code. And considering some of the robots we've met in the Wasteland, it definitely seems like a lot of robots have very human personalities. And Lightning, before I let you go, I have something else to ask.
Then ask.
No offense, but you're kind of an asshole, Maintenance Bot.
Oh, it certainly isn't intentional. I figured that being allocated to maintenance, there was little incentive to work on my social persona.
See you later.
Where was I?
Alright, now I believe we need to go talk to Helena. And we should be able to get the... I guess what the playthrough describes as the good ending for Helena, as long as we keep her morally happy.
Ah, I'm glad to see you. Our conversations got me thinking quite a lot lately.
I should tell you. You're not alive, per se. The claims that you all achieve... You seem a bit fidgety. Achieved genuine sentience.
As if I could expect anything less grandiloquent coming from him. It's an assertion, nothing more.
And your grounds for refuting this are? Actually quite wise. He told me of your difficulties with relating to human psyche. He implied that being your master's shrink has been quite devastating for you. I do. I simply trust him.
Yes, he's observant. At least I can concede him that much.
A bit fidgety. Was something you'd like to tell me?
Yes. I have been thinking about what you told me about us. About the possibility that we are, in some way, alive.
I'm listening.
You've provided me with some consistent food for thought. I'm very grateful about that. And while I still don't think that our neurocomp matrix is on par with the human mind, our master still bequeathed us with some fragment of spirit. It's artificial, yes, but it doesn't mean it doesn't have potential. And maybe
Exactly.
the key to understanding the human mind first requires that I come to terms with my own synthetic psyche. There, that's what I wanted to tell you.
Closely identify this kind of those. Being human and familiar with sentience, I felt I had a duty towards you, helping you understand. I felt I had a debt towards you after you helped me with confused. You understand.
I will be eternally grateful for what you did.
So what are your plans from now on?
Same old, only with a new perspective. I will talk to my siblings, see what they think. Pay attention to Roland's gibberish. Listen to James's songs. Read books I thought I understood. I will find my way. I have time. Of course I'll still be here if you need me.
Awesome. Sweet. Hey, James.
Regrets. Crazy thing, right? Any you'd want to impart? Get off your chest?
There is one kind heart or two I wish I didn't break. It took too much time to get to know myself. Years and occasions lost medicine. Ooh. Used every means I had. Regrets? I did once now. As to myself, so there's none to have.
Don't let that eat at you too much, okay? It was only a question.
Ask him about
these. You should ask Roland for any kind of misplaced books, I fear. He usually loiters around in the lounge on the second floor.
Guess we should finally ask him about this.
What? Of course not. Personality modules were hard enough to come by, not to be wasted on some kind of terminal. It took months for our master to manufacture each one of those.
Well, Cecilia, I haven't found much except for this record, but it seems corrupted.
Corrupted? Well, I might be able to do something about it. Would you mind inserting it in my holotape reader? Just there?
Where? There?
Whoa! No, not this one. On the right. Higher. There. No, the other side of the holotape. The other side. Oh, it was right the first time. Try. Just try to shove it harder, maybe.
I'm never looking at myself in a mirror after this.
Okay. Yes. Good. Now let's switch my second speaker on and...
I found what I was looking for. I'll be off tomorrow. Glad I'm done with it. This place is dangerous. Its owner didn't die by accident. I saw his skeleton, saw his medication. He was very old at the time of his death and couldn't possibly have the strength to topple the bookshelf. I checked it. Even without any books, it took all my weight to make it fall. He was probably killed by one of his creations. If I'm right, I better be out here before they notice some of my transgressions.
What?
Is that the end of the recording?
No. There's one more part.
Only a bot would have taken the care of making it look like an accident. A Wastelander would have stabbed or shot him, but not set up such a fake accident. I'll leave a message on my way out to warn the next guests.
You don't guess at the time that your master died. So what do we do now? Will you try to sort this out by yourselves or pay a pro to investigate? If you need help, I'm a neutral party, so maybe better to ask me to get to the bottom of this.
I'm glad you're bringing up that option to me. Frankly, I wouldn't know what to do if I was the only one having to deal with this. Please, if you discover anything, let me know.
Shit! Professor didn't die by accident. Find clues about his demise and ask around for... God damn it, why does everything gotta be so hard? Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Deputy badge. Check this around. Needs to be something shining under some books. Oh shit, broken syringe. Doesn't check the box. Fair knowledge, there's no useful reading different. A deputy badge. That would be fucking Roland, wasn't it me? I already suspected he'd probably be the one that would kill him, but he seemed so spiteful about being locked here, about not being able to be free. So I guess it would kind of make sense. I guess let's start asking bots about it. Talk to favorite girl first.
I heard. So you think our master's death isn't accidental? That's certainly startling. I hope you will be able to shed some light on this.
Found this broken syringe near the body of your master.
Near the body of our master? Where exactly?
Under one of the fallen books around him.
It is dusty. It has been there probably for a long time.
I can barely read that it contains some Med-X. Did you know your master took
No,
Med-X?
Never. I never saw him using Med-X. He didn't show any signs of regular usage either.
It's got some peculiar cracks on it, as if something crushed it in the middle.
Yes, it's curious. It reminds me of the first syringes that I broke. It was a time when I wasn't fully calibrated for medical treatment and broke every fragile object I handled.
Care to elaborate?
As protectrons, our bodies are not fit for certain operations. Our movements
big
and
thump.
physical activities too had to be recalibrated for our daily tasks. In short, unless programmed so, we are clumsy when we aren't doing what we are manufactured for.
So you're saying one of you bots broke the syringe?
Probably, yes. But why would anyone steal Med-X and administer it to our master?
Maybe in hope of easing the pain at the time of his death, maybe to kill him by overdose?
One dose isn't enough to produce such dramatic effects. You could probably...
Maybe in hope of easing the pain at the time of his
That
death.
means that either the killer didn't wish our master to suffer, or that someone found our master before he died and tried to ease his suffering.
Killer or not, whoever broke the syringe must know something critical about your master's death.
It's very likely. If you have any more questions about this, don't hesitate to ask.
I doubt it was Helena. She cared. Thanks for the information. Looking for your master's murder, any wild guess here to
No.
share?
The only one with a solid motive also has the best possible alibi. The
Yeah,
maintenance.
he had no person.
At the time our master died, the maintenance bot had lost his personality module, and with it, all possible motivation to carry any kind of malevolent intention. The maintenance bot always has an abhorrent attitude towards our master. If there was any way for him to kill him, he would have found it.
That's okay with you. I'd like to discuss this
All
later.
And
We'll talk to the maintenance bot then. Hey, maintenance bot. Busy, please. Trying to know who killed your master. Will you
I
help me?
will help you, but nevertheless, I must ask you this first. Why do you think I should?
You're the only one with a solid alibi. You weren't conscious when it happened. As you've been out cold for more than a century, I thought you might have a fresh take on this. I needed a sounding board, and you seem rational enough. The only one with a solid alibi. You were conscious when it happened.
I have no reason not to help you.
So about this dead master
Where
of
do you want to
yours.
start? Who do you think did it? Was it an accident? Was it a murder?
You can't tell me outright. It was a murder, I
Why?
believe. Because he was too old and frail to make the bookshelf topple.
Correct. What's next? Who killed him? One of our guests? Or not?
One of you did this.
Why? Anybody could have pushed the shelf on him.
When they try to pass it on an accident, why not shoot or stab him? Why kill him at all? This syringe in your master's body, broken as if used by an uncalibrated machine.
Where do you want to go next?
Who or whichever is the killer, it must be said. It must have had some kind of motive. I fucking think. I'm still missing something. Let me search for more elements. Talk about the crime
What did
scene.
you find there?
There's a deputy badge on the floor.
Badge. Rollin? That's a surprise. Did you already talk to him about this?
I did not
Maybe
know.
there is something worth investigating there. Try to pressure him into talking about it.
Found a broken syringe near your master's body.
Interesting. Anything special about it?
Got some information from Helena. Syringe content was Med-X to cut pain. Dose wasn't lethal.
Go on.
There's something with that syringe. The dose wasn't lethal. Why would the killer bother?
There's the possibility that our master didn't die instantly. Maybe the killer wanted to ease his final moments, meaning that even if the culprit had reason to kill him, he still had no wishes to see him suffer.
The syringe is broken. Apparently bots need special calibration to handle something
All
so
that
fragile.
means is that James, Roland, and Edgar, or even myself, could have done it. Or if it is Elena, that she's smart enough to try and frame someone else.
I don't think I've done it. About the crime
Yes.
scene. Books are still all over his corpse. That's kind of
There's a
weird.
reason for that. We weren't supposed to touch any books in any of his workplaces. Master's orders.
Huh. Is there something special in this room? Something you can't find anywhere else?
Books? A workstation? No, nothing comes to mind.
Enough with the
But on
crime
to the
scene.
next topic.
Who or whichever is the killer, it had some kind of
Find
motive.
the motive, find the culprit. What do you have in mind?
Maybe your master gave one of you the order to kill him?
And why make it look like an accident? Why not ask Helena to do it in a more peaceful way? It doesn't add up. We'll discuss this again. I believe that this point is crucial.
I think I can't solve this without addressing the topic
It's
of your
true.
protocols.
It is practically impossible to think one of us could harm humans, even less our master, unless the most dire circumstances.
You blew yourself up to kill the slavers. Both robots and human lives are second to the... Anyway, some of you... Oh yeah, I forgot we heard about that in What's-His-Dick's notes, the guy that was faking his ignorance. You blew yourself up to kill the slavers, both bots and human lives are second to the
That's something we discovered only because our master ordered us to kill them. Before that, we didn't know what to do. By giving us the order to chase them out, we all re-evaluated our protocols, and we may have created a precedent.
Meaning, since that day, you all understood the protocols were relative.
Yes and no. Our protocols were, and are still, absolute. But one of them is now more important than others. Protect the library at all cost.
Anyway, some of you could have found a way to reprogram yourself?
By ourselves? Not a chance. We would need outside help from someone with enough knowledge to bypass our master's security. No offense, but I don't think anyone outside has the time, resources, and dedication to get to such a level.
I'm reading up something real quick.
Yes.
Missing something.
I will be ready. Look at the crime scene. If you find something left by our master somewhere, that might also be useful.
Alright. I need the password to enter your master's quarters for my investigation.
I believe I have it stored somewhere in my memory. It is autumn leaves. I don't know what it refers to, though. Now,
So let's go investigate his quarters. Okay, there is through the fence. I believe it's probably this room here. Yes, doing some progress. Password is autumn leaves. Find it. Cigarettes. Oh. I guess. Heart rate's. Heart rate's diary. 12162156.
James is questioning me every day about the books I've been destroying. Not only that, but he's also asking what he should do if I come to pass. He's clearly distressed about this whole ordeal. I should talk to him, try to make him understand. His whole existence, I taught him that the library's integrity was everything. Now that I'm questioning it in front of him, I'll have to justify it. I'd like to think that he would learn in time what I learned. He is a machine, cooped up in an underground vault. Odds that he will learn it by staying here are slim. They should be allowed to start over, be free of the weight of the past, I feel myself declining. I just hope I have enough time left to finish what must be done. After that, I will let them go outside if they wish to. I'll deal with what's left here. Make this library decent at last.
But he was destroying books. See, now my two suspicions are now James and Roland. I can't imagine James would do it, but I don't know. I struggled a long time to finally create those 6 companions. One can't create a sentience capable of evolving without proper foundations. Providing them with a personality was the answer I found. After countless failures, I often stumbled with impractical, existential, and theoretical questions without ever finding a grasp in reality. They had their struggles, but now most of them, have built enough experience to be able to stand on their own. There's a time where a tutor is superfluous to a tree. It is time I allow them to break free of their nurtural bonds. With this holotape, I'll be able to make them free. They will now be able to make their own choices. Protocol rewrite holotape. What?